We are here with state employment economist Nick Beleiciks to discuss Oregon's employment situation for January. This is the first release of 2018 data. Nick, what is this month's story?
Well, Oregon's job market continues to do very well. The state added 5,000 jobs in January, while the unemployment rate remained at a record low 4.1%. So this continues the accelerating job growth we saw at the end of 2017. It looks like 2018 is following that trend.
4.1% unemployment seems like a low figure. Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Yeah, Oregon's unemployment rate has been low and stable for a while now, but it's at record low levels. At 4.1% is the lowest since comparable records began in 1976. This isn't the first time we've seen that low unemployment rate. In fact, the unemployment rate has been 4.1 to 4.2% since January of 2017.
That's Oregon's unemployment rate. How does that compare to the nation as a whole?
It's exactly the same. The U.S. unemployment rate was 4.1% in January also.
And historically, is Oregon's unemployment rate usually lower or higher than the United States?
Most years, Oregon's unemployment rate has been higher than the U.S., so this is kind of an unusual situation for us. We'd have to go back to 1995 to see another time when Oregon's unemployment rate has consistently been below the U.S.
Oregon's unemployment rate remains stable and low. What can you say about job growth?
Well, job growth has been really strong also. In January, we added 5,000 new jobs, and the job growth was particularly strong in healthcare and social assistance, in private educational services, in construction, and in manufacturing. Most other industries in January were pretty close to their normal seasonal change.
How does January's growth fit in with recent job growth trends?
It's continuing strong job growth, particularly a pickup that we saw in at the end of 2017, and we're continuing to see that in January. Over the last 12 months, Oregon added 50,600 jobs for a job growth rate of 2.7%. So we picked up from a lull in the summer when growth had slowed. Now it's picked up again. Oregon's 2.7% over-the-year job growth rate is much faster than the U.S. rate of 1.5%, and we've been adding jobs faster than the U.S. since 2013.
Things are really good for Oregon's labor market. The unemployment rate is low. Jobs are growing at a fast rate. Is there anything else you would like to add?
Only a technical note. There was a change in how Oregon counts home care workers. This was a legislative change that affects the data for about 17,000 jobs. Those jobs used to be counted in state government, but now they've been moved to private healthcare and social assistance, and that brings Oregon's way of counting these 17,000 workers in line with other states and the rest of the nation.
And so we'll see a drop in state government and an increase in...
That's correct. 17,000 jobs dropped out of state government and were added to private healthcare and social assistance, and we'll continue to see this in the over-the-year job figures throughout 2018 until that sort of works out of the over-the-year job data.
So in our discussion, we've talked about Oregon as a whole and compared with the nation. What about local areas within Oregon?
The local employment and unemployment rate situation will be released next Tuesday, March 13th at 10 a.m. So those will be available on our website, www.qualityinfo.org, and also through our regional economists.